Hello, welcome back to episode 11 of Talkoffamepod podcast. I'm Kylie. I'm very excited to have on the wonderful Nadia Vaeh with us to talk about herself and her music career. Instead of me introducing you, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do?
So I'm Nadia Vaeh and I do pop rock music. I write about various things. I really focus a lot on mental health, and I always associate my music with particular causes that are near and dear to my heart. And music is my ultimate healer. And I am so happy to be able to do what I do.
Oh, I'm so glad. That what mental health have you always wanted to do surround your career with mental health and all of that?
Yes. So I believe when I first began my journey as a songwriter, I was searching for answers for my own, anxiety and depression struggles. And music, being a music listener, was very therapeutic and helpful for me as a teen and young adult. And when I started writing, I found it very cathartic to get out a lot of my frustrations in life or struggles through song. And it kind of manifested into this career that I have now, where I get to connect with people like you, and we can kind of work through our stuff together. So
yeah, I love that. Do you have any do you put all your mental health things into your songs? I go through anxiety and depression as well. I dealt that with my entire life, like I told you before we got started and stuff. So did you always put your mental health and all of that into your songs?
I think when I first started songwriting, I wasn't ready to work through my issues. So I was more writing about things I was observing in the world around me. And then from there, I was able to start diving in to my own personal stuff, be it through romantic relationships or friendships, and my connection to the world being distorted through the lens of anxiety, and kind of finding the beauty in that distortion, though, and understanding through my songwriting that maybe this is something that other people go through too.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Finding connection through that. So
yeah. Over the last year, we've been in quarantine due to COVID-19. Is there anything during quarantine that you got the chance to do that you had done before?
I got to be still. I feel like I'm the type of person that's I'm a busybody. I always am hustling and moving and bossing around, and
Yeah.
I finally kind of got to sit with my emotions a little deeper, work through stuff that maybe I hadn't been ready to look at, and just take more time for some, which has been huge. So life moves really fast.
Exactly. I basically done the same thing as you. Before quarantine, I'm so used to doing things I'm used to doing on everyday life. I'm used to being really busy, but then when quarantine started, I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm so used to being busy and have something going on that I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have all these free time. What am I gonna do? And at first I was going nuts. I just didn't know what to do with myself. But quarantine has kind of taught me how much family means to me and how much I really thought about myself. It kind of made me got my mental health better. There's some major mental health things I've been going through because I got diagnosed with anxiety disorder over quarantine, and this anxiety got really bad. It just got horrible that I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to see that many people unless I was kind of close to them, family or close friends. It was kind of to that point where I was wow, I can't do anything anymore. I was going nuts. So over the last couple of weeks, our whole family got COVID. I started with my dad, and then I went to my mom, then went to me, then went to my other brothers, which I was going nuts because I was supposed to do some things over the last couple of weeks since I go back to school on the 30th of August. So don't have too much time left to summer. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what to do with myself. Like at first I was like, have things going on. I'm supposed to go to sports games and stuff going on. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, this is nuts.
And life was like, pause. Nope, you
Yeah.
need to rest. You need to rest. And I think, yeah, COVID has taught a lot of people like I think it's rearranged a lot of our priorities. Like in a good way. Like things got worse before they got better. Like my anxiety too, like went to another level. And then now I feel like I'm stronger because of it in a weird way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you resonate.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that. Yeah. Like there's like things that come out of it. Like COVID came to our life to make us kind of stronger, like you said. Like there's some things that kind of come out of it, but it's like not it can kind of recognizes like how much things mean to you, how much you kind of should be grateful for what you have. These people are really sick. Like at some points, people like COVID hits people really differently right now, and so like it's kind of been going crazy. Like some people are dying from all this horrible disease and all these stuff, which it's like at this point, like it really taught me that you should be really kind of grateful for what you have and like your family and tell them like this kind of don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't take, what's the
Things
word?
for granted.
Yeah, things for granted. Yeah. So like that's kind of what I learned. Like don't take like your family for granted and this kind of like enjoy the time you have like right now because you don't know what's happening right now. So like it's like with COVID, it kind of shows you like how much things you should really enjoy and how much time you should have. And like it's okay to go nuts. It's okay to go crazy. Like you just has some time to like enjoy and talk to your family and friends. And this is like the time to like kind of talk to them because you don't know what's gonna happen. So like it's like pretty kind of bittersweet like during this whole COVID times and stuff.
Yeah, we got to count our blessings.
Yeah. So while we're talking about COVID, we had like a bunch of free time over the last year. Have you had any time to watch any movies or shows that you binge watched during over quarantine?
I definitely binge watched the Marvel comic films again. And then I got really, really into WandaVision and Loki the series, the two Marvel series that came out during pandemic, which was a beautiful gift of pandemic. It's those two shows. Yeah. But those were like my main things I consumed and enjoyed.
Well, I love that. I love any Marvel movie ever. Like
me too.
There's so many that I just can't like choose which one's my favorite. Like I'm like a Marvel kind of freak. Like I just obsessed with Marvel. Like, do you have a favorite like Marvel movie?
I'm same as you. It's like hard for me to decide. I can tell you my least favorite was Captain America. I mean, I'm not Captain America. Wow, I'm blanking out right now. Brie Larson's anyway, that was my least favorite, but all of them are amazing, and I adore the details that they put into those productions, and like they're just amazing, fantasy stories.
Yeah, I love that. Like have you ever watched like any of the X-Men movies? I don't know if X-Men movies are kind of considered Marvel, but like have you watched any of the Wolverine movies or like those probably my favorite ones probably because
so good.
Huge Hugh Jackman fan. If you like, some of you may not know, I'm a Hugh Jackman fan. I'm obsessed with him. If you may know, I just like he's my idol. Like he is the reason I'm doing what I do. Like I just adore him. Like he's just amazing, and he really got me into like kind of all Marvel and all things. He's amazing human.
He's incredible. That makes me want to go rewatch the X-Men series. Okay, that's what I'm probably gonna start doing tonight, girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably what I'm gonna do. But later, since I'm kind of so stuck in quarantine, so I'm like, oh, what am I? I'm probably gonna do that now. Luckily, still have Disney Plus. Like
yes,
when we're on there, so I'll probably go watch a Disney Plus or something.
I love me some Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm very lucky for Disney Plus it came out. Whoever invented it, sending so much love. Before we get your singing career, what inspired you to become a singer-songwriter?
So I was definitely that kid that was hyper into music, like was always like finding new artists and like when I was like very small, my parents would remark that we'd be at an event and like live musicians would be playing and I would just be enthralled, like completely just like taken away. And like other kids would be like doing, you know, kid stuff, but I'd just be like wide-eyed and like, I want to be them. And I think my mom always really nurtured that about me, my musical side, and she got me into a traveling choir. And from there, I learned a lot more about singing. And then when I discovered artists like, you know, Jewel, Paramore, like all these different, like I really kind of started dissecting their lyrics, and I'd already really kind of been into poetry and just started writing songs of my own. And then I met some friends in high school and we started my first band. And from there, I was obsessed. And I think I had, you know, some life events that took me away from music. I went through the loss of my mom, and I had to go on some misadventures that took me away from my purpose and my passion. And then as fate and life will have it, it always brings you back to yourself and to what you're supposed to be doing. And I finally got back into music about 5 years ago and started releasing music about 2.5 years ago. So.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Like music is like such a huge kind of part of my life. Like if it wasn't for music, I don't know where I would be. Like music, I listen to music. There's not a day that I don't listen to music. I listen on a daily basis. Like it's such an amazing thing. Like I listen to so many artists, kind of like you do. Like I listen to so many artists. Like I listen to basically everyone. Like it doesn't matter what genre it is. I still listen to so many people, different genres, and like that's how I like came in contact with you. Like I kind of listened to you over quarantine and stuff, and I was like, wow, she's amazing. I was actually listening to your songs like a couple of days ago. Actually, I was actually jamming out to them. That I was like, that my parents are like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
I love that.
And there's so many artists like Ariana Grande, Tori Kelly, Madison Watkins that I just adore, and some of them are kind of still coming up. Like they're not as huge as like some of them, maybe like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, and so many other artists. Like I just like there's so many things in life that is like music is like one of them. And you like mentioned your mother, and I'm so sorry about that. And like I previously in July of 2017, I lost my grandmother, and she went through so many health problems, and like it was really kind of tough. I mean, it took a death toll on me. Like I didn't know what I was gonna do with life. Like it just hit me so hard that I didn't know what to do. Like so many people thought like didn't see like me like inside doors. Like they didn't think I hit me that hard, lost my grandmother, but like it actually hit me hard that I was like so upset all the time. I was crying constantly. And like without like since I discovered music, I wasn't a massive music fan back then. Like I liked music, but it wasn't as like a massive kind of fan, like you know what I mean? And but like music kind of had helped save me from the death of my grandmother, because like I was close with my grandmother, so like, it was like really hard for me to deal with her loss and stuff. So I was like, wow, this is like amazing. Like I like you're telling me about your mom, like at least like have someone to connect to, because like my grandmother took toll my mental health. Like my mental health kind of went down, like since like I didn't know like what to do. Like I didn't know how to take care of myself, like which was like it was pretty kind of devastating. My people thought I was kind of doing well with the loss, but I was like inside closed doors. I was like a mess, like crazy and stuff.
Yeah, grief is really difficult to process, and it's tough for someone who maybe hasn't experienced that kind of loss of anyone close to them. It's really hard for them to understand the ebbs and flows of it too, because you can have a
Yeah.
good day or a good hour, and then the next hour or the next day you're like, you've lost your mind. You feel like you lost your mind, you know?
Yeah.
And grief also, I feel like, does empower those impacted by it to live with more empathy too. Like it kind of becomes like a weird superpower. Like now, like you're in this club that you didn't really want to be in, but now like you understand like when somebody experiences a loss. Like it's weird, right? It's just weird.
Yeah, exactly. It is really weird. Like you sometimes think like, oh, every like it just feel bad for the person that experienced a loss of their loved one or what a friend or someone close to them, and you sometimes wonder like what kind of is losing a loved one. And to be honest, it's pretty difficult. Like it's different for each person for experiencing a lost loved one, but like it's pretty difficult to explain like the emotions. Like it depends if you're kind of close to them or not. So it gets like pretty difficult. And that's why quarantine kind of is happening right now. It's like you should be kind of be grateful for your family and friends and stay contact. Like that's what I kind of learned because I talk to my family a lot. So like they kind of helped me learn how much my family, like how much I love my family, how much they mean to me. Like if it wasn't for COVID, I probably would have realized that. So like I'm kind of thankful. Like there's some things that come out of COVID. Like there's not a lot of good things that come out of COVID, but like this is kind of one of those things that like I'm kind of grateful for how much I love my family. You should never take anything for granted. Because like you don't know what people are really going through, especially during these times, like especially during mental health. Like mental health is such important thing and stuff. And like mental health took a big toll in my life that I was like depressed every single day. And like no one really knew that I was depressed. Like I was like, no one knew because I didn't want to tell that many people because like I just didn't want people like didn't want anyone to worry about me. Like I just didn't want to do all those things and stuff. So I just didn't want to worry people out. So I was like, oh wow, like I just didn't want to do anything. So this is like an important time to make sure you check up on your friends and family and stuff and just make sure like they're okay and see if you're well.
Right. That's the one silver lining we have is more perspective and connection with our loved ones. Like it's a good reminder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of music, you performed last week at the Met LA. What was it like for you to perform on the stage again and get to perform for the Met LA?
So it was a blast. That was one of my best shows in LA. Like so much beautiful energy and love. And I got to get, some of my great, LA friends came out and supported. And one thing that also has come out of quarantine for me is a newfound love for performance. Like it's like there's like a greater appreciation for it because I missed it for so long. And I think as a result, the energy is like more pure and just beautiful with the crowd and like with the audience. So I can't wait. I actually am going to be back at the Mint on October 22nd. So, and then I have other show dates that I'm announcing, like in Florida, Georgia, NorCal, like Denver. So working. Where are you based, by the way?
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm outside Philadelphia, about 2 hours. I live like up there, kind of. I live around Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, like 2 hours east from Philadelphia. 2 hours
Amazing.
state.
If we can get me enough listeners in your area, I really would love to do a show in your town. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would love that. Like I would definitely go. Like if you have like a show in like North Carolina, I'll definitely check and see if I can come. Like or New York or something. Because I don't live too far from New York. So maybe I'll come down like whoever's show is closest. I'll definitely come down and reach out to you. We can definitely meet up or something.
Amazing.
What's like when did you like out of all the music things you did, what is your favorite thing that you did on tour? Like what's your favorite thing to do like on tour? Just speaking of performing and stuff.
I would say finding really good food in whatever city I'm in is always fun. Like play the game of like, where is the good food? And I have a gluten intolerance, unfortunately. So it's where's the good food that is gonna have gluten-free options.
Yeah, that's my sister does gluten free too, so I can totally relate to that. Because my sister has gluten free too, so she has to watch like what restaurants have gluten free. So I totally relate to that. Like sometimes I'm like, where are we gonna eat? Like, is there any good restaurants? But what is the best? Talking about restaurants and stuff, what is the best like restaurant that you ate at, or whatever city it is?
Oh gosh, that's tough. I wouldn't say this is the best restaurant, but it's a tradition. It's a post-show tradition for when I'm in LA. After I get done performing in LA, I always go to Cantor's Deli.
Oh,
It's just a tradition between my manager and I. That's what we do. It's like a lot of like diner comfort food, so it's nice.
yeah, I love LA. I usually go down there every year because I'm a big baseball fan, so I usually go see the Dodgers down there. I haven't been there since January of last year before COVID hit. So like I've been there like I have no idea why I'm going down there. I usually go at least once a year, but due to COVID, like I haven't had the time to go down there. But LA, I just love LA. Like I would go down there anytime every year. Like if someone says, we want to go to LA, I'll be like, yeah, I'm down. Like LA is like my favorite place to be. Like it just like takes my minds off things and that's like gives me it's like my happy place to be in is California, LA. Like I just really like love LA. Not just for baseball, but just like the amazing things down there, the beach, like just like the Grove. I've been there last year.
Disney
Amazing. Grove is amazing. Like
and Disney.
Disney. Oh my God. I've been there. It's so I can't explain how much I love Disney. Like Disney's oh
Same. Such a Disney person, such a Disney girl.
yeah, Disney. Who doesn't love Disney? Like who doesn't? Like any Disney thing related is like amazes me. Like I don't know. Like it just amazes me.
They got the best creators over there.
Oh my God, yes. 100% yes. Speaking of you performing, you've been a singer-songwriter for a couple of years now. What inspires you to write your songs?
So I get my inspiration from all kinds of things. Um, you know, different causes in this world that like I'm seeing unfold. Like Never Leave the Basement was kind of written about the struggles of social media and how hard it is on especially like young girls and women are, it's really, it can cause a lot of insecurities and, anxiety and depression. And, with COVID, we've spent a lot more of our time online. And I think mental health has definitely been impacted in that way. And that's kind of where I drew inspiration for the song. And I write about my mental health struggles. I try to be as honest as possible in my lyrics about my own issues. And I'm working on my first album, and a lot of it is kind of like being transparent in like, hey, these are the things that I go through. And I'm working on them, because I think a lot of times in the music industry and in music, there's this glamorization of, I have these issues, like I have these mental, I hate saying like mental health struggles, but these mental health issues. And I think not enough focus on like working through them and making them better and making yourself stronger. And like, so that's like a big area of the album, a focus of the album. And I also just draw inspiration from like my friends, things that they're going through that I might not identify with, but like something they said struck a chord. So inspiration can be anywhere, I guess.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, like mental, like, because it's like hard to get, like, mostly in like the entertainment industry, there's a lot going on, a lot of kind of creators hating on women and all of that. And like, if like I said in my previous episodes before this one, I'm a massive, I don't know if you heard of her, but everyone basically that's listening to the podcast knows I'm obsessed with Gina Davis. Like the work she's done, like she has her own research institute on women and how women kind of should be equal than men, like that women should be able to see themselves as men. That's kind of one of the reasons I kind of want to start the podcast. Is that like I kind of wanted to show young girls and young women that there's people like them, like there's people that like there's singers, like if they want to become like a singer like you, there's a singer that's like them, or there's a podcaster, there's someone like them. That's kind of one of the reasons why I started it. And like Gina is like my hero. She is the reason what my perspective on life is, basically what I try to do in life. And I have little girls in my family, and I try to do this for them. Like I try to inspire what they kind of perspective in life, and not just young girls, but also young boys, young boys too. And that's like mostly during these times, like people are always on social media nowadays, and that's what I basically do nowadays. Basically, everyone just goes on social media and stuff, and hate is like a horrible thing. Like I gone through so much hate because of who I was, because my mental health, my anxiety, depression, like there's many things I got hate from the idea. And like there's a social media, no one like I kind of wish I kind of knew this when I was like young. I kind of knew like all this when I was young, so I get used to it. But it's hard to digest. Like mental health is like this is what COVID, like that's why I try to limit my screen time. Is don't like try to limit who like you should surrender yourself with, because like you don't know like who you're going through. Like they're like jealous and stuff. Like this is like a horrible thing. Like social media, all of hate and stuff. This is like a big thing in the industry too. Being part of the entertainment industry, all the hate and how you should adjust to that hate everyone. Like, oh, you should be like this, so you should be like that. And you can be really anyone you can dream of. Like there's so that people get to you.
Yeah, that's the trick with social media, is not allowing it to impact you in a way where you lose your truth and yourself. Like if you are an empowered, strong woman, be that, you know? And I think like there's a really beautiful side of social media, like connecting with people like you, like a strong woman who's doing things to inspire others. Like that's amazing. Like, and then there's like the crappy side of social media where there's like people like, hey, like you should lose weight, or you should do this thing. You know, it's like, why did we ask you? You know, it's like this.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's like, you know, it's a place where people have a lot of opinions, and some of those opinions can be very insightful and helpful, and then others, it's just like, it's about a balance of taking in what is useful and helpful, and what is, and you know, shrugging off what is not, you know.
I love that. Like there's like different sides, like you said. Like there's like a hateful side and the way in the other side's connecting. Like I'm so glad I got to connect with you, because we have like so much more in common than like I thought, like mental health and stuff. Like I'm so happy I get to connect with you, because there's not a lot of people. I said one of my previous episodes I get to connect with, and who see people that's like me, who kind of been through same the mental health issues or the same things as I did. Like there's not a lot of people I get to see who gone through it. So there's like I'm so glad I got be able to connect with you, because like I'm so glad. Like there's not a lot of people I get to see that I can connect with mental health, and gone through kind of like similar issues as I have. So it's just amazing that we gone through kind of like the same things.
Yes, I'm happy to connect with you too. This is nice.
Yeah,
and I'm so happy you're doing this, you know, for women, and inspiring people to, you know, live in their truth and be themselves. And you know, I think this is great what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. I love what you're doing. Your songs your songs are amazing. I listen to them actually daily, and at least a daily basis. I love what you're doing. Like your songwriting, all your songs are amazing, and I just so happy by what you're doing.
Thanks, girl. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course, girl. Did you learn anything about yourself, such as writing songs and being in the studio?
Yes, my songs teach me things all the time. I've learned that I'm stronger than I realize, that I'm more resilient than I know. And I've also learned that I don't have, like, if I, say I've been embracing a certain part of myself for years, but it's time for me to change. I'm capable of growth and change that I didn't even know was possible. I guess that goes under the same thing, stronger than I know. Yeah, I think it's just like, songwriting is the ultimate reminder of just what I'm capable of as a person in this world and as a woman. And it also connects me to people. So.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's a great perspective. There's no better perspective I would lean on. The final question is about writing songs. So what song that you wrote meant the most to you?
Probably the one that's coming out on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can't wait for you to hear it. It's a song called Leap of Faith, and it's one of my more emotional songs, like really just like gritty and raw. And I wrote it from like the raw, like this like really like just fresh place. Like I think sometimes my songs come from like, oh, I reflected on this for like 6 months and now I'm like ready to talk about it. Like I wrote it when I was in it. So I think you'll be like, listeners will be able to hear that. And I think a lot of people are going to resonate with the story and the words too.
Yeah, I love that. I actually pre-saved the song already. So if you haven't pre-saved it, go pre-save it. Make sure to listen to it on Friday because I definitely will. I can't wait to listen to it. Once I saw you post it, I was like, oh yes, that's God. Because I love when people come out with new music. It's just like, I don't know, it's just so fun, like to listen to more songs and people that you actually kind of love, like you actually like, come out with new music. It's like kind of bittersweet. You're just so happy, but so like trying to live in the moment. And mostly during these songs, like not during these songs, during this time, like people are always coming out with new music since everyone has kind of free time and stuff since we've been in lockdown and stuff. So there's so many musics coming out right now. So I'm like, yes, like this is the best. Like this is amazing. Like what better way to come out with new music during these like horrible times. I hope like we get through as soon as possible because I'm kind of going crazy during these whole COVID times.
Yes, the sweet nectar is the creations out of this crazy time.
Oh yes, 100%. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was such a blast being able to talk to you, and I'm just very thankful I had you on and be able to connect with you and stuff. And I can't wait to hear the song on Friday. I'm very, very excited. And I'm so proud of everything you've done. And I'm so proud of how far you've come. And I'm very thankful to have you on. I'm very thankful to be able to talk to you and stuff. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'm very happy to be able to speak with you.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me. And let me know when this is out. I'll share it with my people. And I can't wait to see all that you do from here.
So. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So make sure to go check out her new song on Friday. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you, girl.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you so much.